In real life. So today we're not gonna have no music today. We're gonna do a moment of silence for all the people that lost their life, of police brutality, at the hand of gun violence, and just those who lost their life in general, even through COVID and what's going on right now. So we're doing a moment of silence. All right, we're back. Man, there's so much to talk about, today. So much been going on in the news, and just in the past couple of weeks, a lot been going on. You know, we got AJ back again, we got Ash back again, and we're here.
You're here, y'all.
We're here, and we're gonna just start diving into it.
Yeah, I'm ready to just jump in and just get to some of the main points. I think something we should really focus on, especially with this particular situation. Let's just talk about all the things that people seem to have as to why this makes sense to them.
What's going on, Ms. Butler?
Like, they're just like, okay, well, first things first, I want to just kind of talk about the fact that in a few weeks during the pandemic, a quarantine, a lockdown, all these things, we've lost, just let's talk about, Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, and obviously Mr. George Floyd. And it's like, what do they have in common? All unarmed, all dead now, murdered, Black. And it's just like, people want to look for, well, what were they doing?
And like, these people are murdered.
Yeah, Ahmaud was hunted. Let's talk about that. He was hunted, first of all.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Breonna was a police. She was also an EMT. So I don't know what you're looking for there in terms of why this happened to her. And Mr. Floyd, for all intents and purposes, he knew his killer, which is alarming and terrifying. I see reports that they've known each other for almost 2 decades. So again, this feels predatory. Like, this feels plotted. Like, how do you pull over someone who's known for 17 years and sit on their neck?
A lot of this is how you say premeditated murder, because all these people come in here with a notion of they know what they want to do, and they do it because they get away with it. There's been no consequences.
No, something that was very interesting. I was talking to this gentleman. I'm here, here in Los Angeles. Give a little perspective. We recently had our own protest that, turned out the way it turned out. And this guy was saying, "Yo, you heard about the protest and that?" I said, "Yeah, I heard about it." He's like, "It's crazy." And I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "I don't want to be understood, but until they give us the death penalty, this isn't going to change." And I was like, "You said that, not me. This is a Latino man, a lighter skinned guy, like not, Afro-Latino like myself." And he just put it off the cuff, and I was like, "You're not wrong." I can't say that he's wrong about it. Not that I'm here saying let's go kill people, no. But if they do treat the punishment the way that they do for us with these cops,
that's the thing.
There's no more license to kill.
There isn't.
Because I'm gonna get paid leave, I'm gonna get paid for the rest of my life. I don't have to work. I might do a little security job here and there. People gonna forget that it was me.
their biggest punishment literally is you're getting fired, you're getting paid, which they don't tell people that they're still getting their pension. So they're home collecting money, and most times they're probably fishing, hunting with their buddies, and talking about it every day as if it's a notch in their belt. And a lot of people think, oh, they got fired, that's great, but let's just turn the shoe on anybody else who have that. People always want to say, okay, black on black crime. So I'm getting that right now. Jamal's going to jail for life. Jamal's not going to be home getting a check the rest of his life. Jamal's going to jail for life. And in some states, depending on where he's at, he's going to death penalty. So there's consequences for all those reactions. When it comes to cop killing black, there's no consequences. So these two things, black, it's not the same. It doesn't pertain to the situation because it's two very different things. When you have somebody killing somebody and there's a repercussion, and you have somebody killing somebody, there's no repercussions. That's way worse.
Well, absolutely. And let's just get into, my favorite non-phrase, non-thing is black on black crime. Let's talk about blue on black crime. Let's talk about blue on brown crime. Let's talk about that because we never seem to have any work for that. We're going to talk about blue lives matter. Well, blue lives are killing.
And like you said, there is a whole bunch of all kind of crime on the same color. But
what does that even mean? No one ever said, well, in a black robbery, it was a robbery. Like, that doesn't make sense. That is used to victimize and to villainize black people. And to be like, oh, they're a threat. And they do it. You say, oh, they do it to themselves. And
nobody does it to themselves because nobody wants to get killed for one.
But also, you're talking about people who are poor and live in the same area. They've pushed us into the same area. Who else would we want institutions with if not the people who are neighbors who look like people who pushed us into the same ghettos and slums? Do the math.
When you're put into a situation where you're back against the rope and you have no way out,
black in America is always the case.
You have to make and Nelson Mandela said it the best. When you don't give someone the same opportunities to live the life that they require and they want, you leave some people no choice to become an outlaw because you made it that way. And when people get into rioting and telling all that stuff, you go back to history, the Boston Tea Party was a riot. They burnt down homes and shacks. They poured tea in the ocean. They killed people. There's so much stuff that they did to get their point across, and it's in the history book as one of the greatest things that happened. The Boston Tea Party. If this didn't happen, they needed this. It's a
nobody calls that ghetto or uncivilized.
Why couldn't they peacefully say, "Hey, I don't agree with this. I don't like that. Let's not the TB here. Let's do this." No, it didn't. They went there, got on the boats, poured over the tea, burned down stuff, and did all kind of stuff. But it's okay. But then you got riots when their sports team wins or loses. They're turning over cars, setting buildings on fire. But hey, it's okay. Right. They're good people, they say. But when you want to get down to a lot of these riots, weren't even started by people of color. There's people from other places infiltrating these spots, starting these riots, and of course you have certain side of the media who's going to cover certain people doing things so they can say, see, we got them doing it. But when in all reality, there's a lot more of other people than us. And you can go back to the Rodney King riot. There's a lot of people that wasn't people of color stealing stuff, running around here. But the main thing is they want to put on us because, oh, it's only them. What about Tom, Dick, Harry, Sally, all the other people that was out there taking way more than what we're taking, doing way more than what we're doing, but it's always us because we're the easy ones to blame because you can blame us because who's going to fight for us? No one. So it's easy to put the blame on someone who's defenseless.
Right. You know,
in any court system, you can have the evidence plain as day, and it's still find ways. I'm still not quite sold on that yet. Even though you have a video footage here, you have the murder weapon, the person who killed your family member, and this guy's prints on him. I'm still not convinced. You must did something. Where were you? And then the first thing they do is they go dig into your past. And what people don't realize that everybody has a past, except that we don't have the money to erase our past like they do.
Well, the thing is, too, I think when someone gets murdered, I think that's very insensitive for them to try to dig up their past. Like that's not even the issue at hand.
Exactly.
In the step, yeah, and like you guys said, I've been seeing a lot of people saying black on black crime, black on black crime. Well, that's fine. Everyone has crime within their own race. So it's like, why do we have to bring up black on black crime? Because right now we're focused on police who's supposed to serve and protect, who are killing us.
Exactly.
Literally killing us in broad daylight.
In broad daylight.
Bro, and it's like they're not just killing the men, they're killing the women.
Yeah.
They're beating our children.
I mean, they're coming into our homes and killing us.
If you close your eyes and didn't know what year you were, you thought you were still a slave.
I'm telling you.
Because that's how they're moving out here. Because as a black person or person of color, you get pulled over from a cop, you don't have the freedom to say why you stopped me for. What did I do?
Right.
There's videos of guys of these white men who have weapons, actual knives, these other things coming at the cops like this, violent, and the cop is backing away. And I'm like,
when in the same state, you have people protesting on your state grounds with AK-47s in your face, but you didn't feel fear for your life. But a man with no weapon that you already had to take pocket nonchalant as if I don't care. Like, so how do you fear for your life? Like your life, if your hands in your pocket, you're chilling. You have no fear for your life. You know exactly what you were doing and when you were doing it, and the fact that you knew the man already because you worked together
for what, years.
Yeah, that thing is crazy because they're trying to charge this man with third-degree murder when he can easily have gotten first or second degree. Because honestly, if he knew the guy, they need to try to find some motive where they can say it was premeditated. Because if you do third-degree murder, they can bump that down to an aggravated assault easily. And what's that? You don't even have to serve a full sentence with aggravated assault.
Exactly.
And with that case, I just read the city examiner said that Floyd had underlying problems. And he didn't die he didn't die of what they of being held without the breath, exfoliation. And so the family had to hire a private coroner to do it, examiner. I mean, how can you guys say this guy didn't die from him having his breath cut off when the guy was clearly on his neck? Right. Like if you cut off that vein, you're not getting no oxygen to your brain. I mean, that's common sense.
Exactly. And then with the HIPAA Act, no one should know his health files. They're
exactly
protected.
There's so many violations that are being, but that's corruption. That is corruption to the fullest.
Because you can't get somebody's health files. In any doctor you go to, hey, all your stuff, you sign these forms, and dentist, who you go to, this is for the Protection Act, wherever you go to, so that nobody can get your medical files no matter what. So now, he had underlying issue. How do you know that for sure? How'd you get his medical records? You unlawfully got his medical records to try to get your person free.
Exactly.
And I mean, can we also talk about the fact that that man had how many dozens and tens of cops outside his house to protect him?
Exactly.
Think about that.
Y'all are protecting a murderer.
He fled the state. He was a literal outlet. How was he not detained immediately?
Because they know what he did was wrong. So they ran there. You let the whole city burn down and be destroyed because you wanted to watch him and protect this one person. That's your gang member. They do need to charge with murder. They definitely
He needs to be charged. And if they don't charge him with murder, the people need to go crazy. That's just the
and you just charge all those cops for a
That's just a slap in the face to everyone a part of the black human race.
It is. Mm-hmm. Every one of those cops should be charged that was there because
I think so too.
Because if we were in a crime, even if I watched AJ murder somebody, I'm going to jail.
They're going to get us the hands in one, hands of all because we're black. So even though they are cops, they were not doing their due diligence at that moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
They weren't.
And what's important too is that we also just need to like take a second and look at the fact that our people cannot even die in peace, can't even rest in peace.
Exactly.
To go to the extreme of ripping up places.
It's a federal hate crime.
Yeah, it is a federal hate crime.
I want to address real fast before we get too far from this, because this is really, really cool. There's a lot of people saying hate, and I tried to talk about this the other day, and you know, I feel like maybe my comments are too early, but they're saying, you know, this is about you can't be hating each other. No, the problem is not hate. The problem is racism.
Hey,
as I said,
you're a little muffled, bro. You're a little muffled.
Sorry, can you hear me better from here?
Come back up a little bit.
I think you have an echo.
Let me see. How bad is that?
Oh wow! Somebody said he killed a guy 2 years ago.
Well, yeah, they have a whole report of this officer who's been doing illegal crimes against Black people since 2008.
I
believe there's 18 different instances.
Yeah, matter of fact, let me take it over here. Let me pull it up.
2008, and it's 2020.
Let's see.
And he just but see, you gotta look at the fact that they arrested the Black CNN guy on live TV and did not care. They had no concern about any repercussions. Like a guy with his badge who was given the okay to be there. In the video, he explained to them numerous times, hey, we have this guy with us here, we can go here, we want us to go. They were compliant, and he still arrested the guy because he was Black, and didn't care if the CNN or not. It's just a point where they're killing and getting away with it, and like you said, a lot of these people do have half past.
Right, and to step back onto the riots that you guys were talking about, I don't know if it's true or not. I just saw a report online, but they were saying that police, a paid police operative started the fires for riots.
Yes.
Trouble, you know.
There's videos of that individual. Is this better? Can you guys hear me better?
Yeah, way better.
Okay. So something I want to address though was the fact that we keep talking about hate, and the problem with people saying hate instead of racism is you leaving out a major component here. That race is a factor. Why you always bring up race? Because it's relevant.
Right.
Well, it is a key point of the situation. Racism, so it's not about hate. It's about racism. Stop ignoring that.
And definitely, they always have a bunch of complaints against all these cops, and it's just the fact that we never gonna hear about them until something like this happens. But a lot of these cops do this all the time.
Right.
They playing drugs on people. They
kill people. They do it all the time. They're so corrupt, you know. And like you say, the racism is live and well. Black people don't stand a chance. It's just freaking ridiculous.
It is. When you're hated just because of the color of your skin still in 2020, and what really rubs me the wrong way is that when kids are born in 1980 and in the 90s in our roots,
where did you learn this?
Your parents.
Everybody went to school with everybody. You played, you hung out with everybody. So for somebody in their 20s and 30s to become racist,
these teenagers on TikTok, where are you out of with this?
I saw a girl who wrote a racist post that said she graduated from the same high school I went to. And I'm just like, this is ridiculous. Like, these white people are spewing hatred, racism, all of that. And, you know, I hate to be so blunt with it, but I mean, the white people are racist. They hate Black people. And I seen a post, and, you know, I actually sat there and thought about it for 30 minutes until I couldn't think no more, because it was like a never ending thought. But it was just like, why do they hate Black people so much? Literally, I don't even know. I couldn't even type my comment. Like, I couldn't even type a comment.
I think it's so sad because it's just this deep rooted thing that just doesn't get really. We talk about it, but it's like, we need to really eradicate and take out the problem people for real. Like, take those problem people out of power. Really take them out, because they're controlling too much.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So you have a racist person at the very, very, very top of the equation, right?
Yeah.
Of course, everything underneath that is going to fall under it.
Exactly.
You can't take it at the ground level. These cops are not. They're a problem, but they are not the key element here. We keep cutting at the branches. We got to get to the root.
Yeah, we do.
That tree's gonna keep growing.
Right, but you know what?
It's a joke.
The people who are in power are the racist people. So I mean, they're passing their power on, you know, generational. So it's kind of like, how could we stop it?
Well, you know, and I know this is going to sound very extreme or whatever, but it's like you take them out of power. And how do you do that? You got to find the best, non-corrupt, fair, if you can assemble like the best judges I know it's going to be hard. It's relentless. It's so much people involved in this sort of thing. But you have to get like judges with shady histories, they can't be on the docket. If you got this person and this person with a shady history, it can't be on the docket because it's too much. We gotta try them all. We gotta try them all. They all gotta come to justice because it's a lot of cases got to get pulled up on these people, and yeah, a lot of it's gonna get shut down because of course they're already so powerful. But we need other powerful people who aren't racist to be like, yo, I'm gonna call out this guy over here.
But you know what though?
Make a point too.
Go ahead.
As people, we don't say we hate all white people. It's just the racist ones that we don't like. Like there's some cool white people that fight for our cause, but there's also a lot of people who are silent. And not just white people. There's black people who are silent. There's Hispanic people who are silent, and just people who are silent in general. You see a life, a human being dying, and you're just silent, or you find a way to kind of he deserves it because of this. Or trying to find
a reason.
Yeah, exactly. When you see it clearly, there's no reason.
Right, but
other than racism,
and that's it, racism. But the funny thing is, out of all the killings that have happened at the hands of cops, like unjust cops, this Floyd one is really, really the worst to me because we actually saw this man down on camera. I mean, the other ones they couldn't breathe, they would end up getting shot. But like this man literally lost his life on the seconds that they were rolling on camera. It's crazy.
He called his mom twice in that video.
Right, and it was like his mom died like 2 years ago, so it's kind of like, can you understand the pain that man was in and call out to his mom that died 2 years ago, and the cop still had his leg on his neck? Like that is,
and then they tell him stop resisting. Are you serious?
Resisting, he's unconscious. And you know what? Let's just have a moment where you think and use common sense. The man is limp. He's not moving any longer. Why are you still on his neck?
Exactly. That is so
have him handcuffed. Fine, have him handcuffed. But he's already unconscious. That man, listen, that police officer damn well knew that man was dead, and he said, "Fuck it."
Exactly.
And sat there and was like, "Until I feel good and ready to move, I'm gonna move, but I'm gonna stay here."
Like he literally sat there. He sat there like he was right with his leg in this man. Like he literally sat there without a worry in the world. Like he had his whole weight on this man.
A man he knew almost 2 decades.
It's so crazy.
He knew this man almost 2 decades. So what does that tell you? How long he been plotting that?
Exactly.
And then, what I think for me is the best thing about this scenario is with all the stuff that's messed up and all the foolishness that comes out, it is the first time where I feel like we have seen from top to bottom, from each little piece of the foolishness that's going on, that we all can see the lies clearly.
Yeah.
Normally, it's really hard. We have to wait 2-3 months or several years after the fact to be like, oh, this was a lie. Normally, we can only speculate about something, but in this instance we could see that his death from top to bottom was unjust. There was no resistive arrest. The man was clearly unconscious for well over 5 minutes. Excessive force was clearly used. The fraudulent statement about a bad check was disproven. What more do you want?
And anyway, if it was a bad check, first
you
of all,
kill someone over
do you handle someone like that over a bad check? I can see if the guy ran in this place and robbed somewhere.
Listen, Donald Trump has written many bad checks, and he's very much alive.
Protesters are burning the flag downtown Atlanta right now. Yeah, I'm trying to find that video.
Oh yeah, I just actually copy and pasted that link. It's It's showing them burning the flag.
Okay. If you want to post the link in the private chat, and I can pull up everybody to see it. But that it's crazy. Like Casey Anthony literally had bad checks and killed her baby. He's alive to tell the tale.
Well, but you know what? The thing is, though, they don't get the punishments we get. Like we
That's
have
an
a
important
personal vendetta against us. They can kill each other, their children, someone else, and they will still get the lessest penalty possible.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because
And something else that's really important, because I don't want to totally move away from this too much because it's still very relevant, is what happened with Christian Cooper in the park with Amy Cooper.
Right.
The white lady who said, I'm going to let them know we have an African American here. She went out of her way to let him know that she was going to let the cops know that his black ass was here. Because that's what meant that, guess what? That's an important reason for them to get here. Not. She didn't give them any real description of him, because what if he ran away?
Just say he's black. Exactly. And the thing about that is, she knows that she can use her skin color to have it as an asset to try to harm someone. But the thing about it, again, about black people, sometimes we can be too forgiving. And I say that because as soon as this happened, they talked about black on black crime. And then he went on CNN and he tried to justify why she did what she did. Don Lemon told him, if she had enough sense to call and say that you were African American and you were trying to harm her, she knew what she was doing. He was trying to downplay what she did, not knowing that his life could have ended up being taken by her phone call.
Exactly.
That is so important. This notion that we always have to bend and forgive and bend and ask for forgiveness. Why? Why are you looking for a seat at their table? They don't want you in their house unless you are cleaning it. So don't try to go in there.
And a lot of people realize that they don't want you at the table, and like that goes for a lot of people. They don't want you at the table. They don't want you around them. And you're trying your best to sit there and build your own table. You don't have to eat everybody's table, everybody's food. Get your own table. This is America.
Get your own house. Get out of that house. They don't want you in the house.
They don't want you in there. Get your own.
Mm-hmm.
And there's two really important things right here that we're talking about right now. One, the organization of black people. We need to come together and organize with each other.
Yes.
And then two, the organization of people of color, because this is important. Dante mentioned this earlier. We have some Latinos out there. We have some Asians out there who they're like, they don't want to associate with us. And it's like, there's more of us than them. We could take power and take space in these rooms that they're in, but we keep fighting each other and we're turning.
But you know what? Exactly.
And we need to not forget that at the end of the day, I'm telling you, and I know some people are not gonna like this, but those white people, when they call us nigger, they call them chink, they call them spick. They have words for all of us. Exactly. So remember that. Don't forget that.
And like you said, right, and like you said, we should come together. And the thing about it is, I've been watching over the last few days on social media how all these races are coming about, and they're starting to get fired from their jobs, or their jobs are starting to look. So it's power in the numbers. So black people need to realize they can step up and make some things happen. If you can get someone fired from their job through social media, think about what you can do in the real world. Come on, we have to move. We have to move it outside of this social media.
Exactly.
That's the next step.
Let's not lose their job. We got to think bigger than just this. Think. We can
long term,
but like you said, a
lot of the next generation.
Yeah, a lot of people are starting to wake up and realize and see is like, okay, they are treating us who we are. Like the Chinese people, you had this year for them, they realize a lot.
Awakening.
Half of them don't like us either.
Yeah, they don't like us either. And then when that COVID hit, and they tasted how we had to feel our whole life.
Right.
Oh, can Black Lives come help us? Can you guys come help us? You've been on the sideline this whole time, hating us. But when you actually feel what we went through, now you want our help.
And it shouldn't have to come to that. It shouldn't have to come back to this. Why should I help you?
That's right. If you're not white, you don't matter. And I've seen several races try to hate the black race like the white race does. And it's freaking mind blowing to me, honestly.
It's a joke because it's like, okay, you keep doing this because what? You might have more money than us, so you have us on the class. Okay, fine, bet. But just don't forget that they resent you for being in their area.
Exactly.
They resent you for making more money than them. Don't forget that. Don't forget it. And when it comes down, when the shit hits the fan, as soon as that corona said, they was like far back. They fell real far back.
They were protesting Chinese restaurants.
And they were quick with it. They were quick with that.
They were on the same level as us and everybody else's eyes.
No hesitation.
None at all. And even though like the Mexicans are taking our jobs, doing all this stuff when it's jobs that they don't want to do anyway. But you see how they left you in cages and gave you aluminum blankets?
Feel familiar?
But you want to hate us and love them.
Feel familiar?
Crazy.
The whole putting the babies in cages, they did that to us too, y'all.
They killed our babies.
They still doing it.
They do us overboard in the water. So and stacked us on each other.
I mean, people need to understand something. Like, you know what I always say to people whenever they're like, you know, racism, like, why y'all so worried about it? Da, 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 da. First of all, let's just remember something very, 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 very important about racism. One, or not racism, but excuse me, like racism and slavery. One, we were abducted and in chains. Then you brought us over here, broke us down, raped us, killed us. Literally, there are stories about using black babies as alligator bait.
Yeah.
To make shoes.
They use this for carnival games.
Come on. They had zoos.
They had zoos
where people would go and look at us like we were creatures.
And then it has not got any better. You got to think about
over 400 years of dealing with this consistent oppression that is generational, that oppression leads to depression, that leads to an inability to rise above. No other group has been enslaved on this land. You just can't talk about it.
They spit on us for going to their schools. They sick dogs on us. They fire hose us down. They still kill us to this day. They come into our neighborhoods, beat us up, kill us, and then go to the nice neighborhoods. Hey, you need help with this?
And the thing is, like, who gave them the right to be able to do people? It's not funny, but it's hilarious that they feel like
they're not the judge and jury, but they're taking it in their hands. Like
they feel like they are the judge, the jury, and they feel like they are God Himself.
Yeah. All you can do is arrest me, take me to jail, and then wait my day to go in court. You can't prosecute me. You can't no matter how mad you feel about the situation, you can't say, you know what, I'm gonna kill him today because I don't like the situation he's in for no reason.
That's out of your job description, well above your pay grade.
He's well above your pay grade.
And I just think it's really sad to see people, you know, it's so funny for people to be like, well, you know, all this violence isn't helping. Well, don't start the violence.
Violence only helping because you have to understand how long can you poke somebody before eventually they say, stop
I'm
poking.
Slap the shit out you.
That's it. They try the hard, okay, stop poking me. So you're poking my side to the point it's hurting way too much. I'm gonna break that stick off on you.
And can we also just talk about something that's really important too?
Yeah.
People kill me with this whole notion of why didn't he just listen? Why did he resist? Why did he try to go away? You're a human being, right? And inside of us, there's an instinct for survival. If someone is pinning you down, your instincts are going to tell you find a way to survive. Whether you do what Mr. George Floyd did and said, I can't breathe. What more did you want from him? He said, I cannot breathe. He said, I'm looking for a way to survive. And people denied him that.
And it's crazy you say that because the people who actually say that are the same ones when they get pulled over. Hey, what do you stop me for? Like, why are you not complying with the officer? I'm not showing you that. I don't have the right to. That's not like you're the same one who says just listen, but you don't listen to the cops.
Right. Exactly. And it's crazy because think about the fact that these people were talking about their rights were being infringed upon because they couldn't go get haircuts and go to their little bars and go buy their shitty Miller Lights.
Exactly.
First of all, let's just talk about the fact that that's not, your rights are not infringed upon. The government looked out for you and told you, stay your ass inside. Don't get sick.
And you came out with guns.
With guns so that you could do as you please.
And you just stopped people in traffic. You had
nurses and doctors trying to save lives.
Workers.
EMT workers,
like trying to get through those streets, and you're blocking them. People are inside the ambulance, and you let people die because you feel like it's my right to stop anybody I want because my privilege is so powerful.
Because I'm white. Can you imagine?
That is the thing. It's like,
and you know, somebody made a good point the other day. They said they were like, in some communities, the police don't even really exist.
They don't.
They don't see the police on patrol.
Never.
They're not used to it. And I said, you know, I had a conversation with someone where I said, you know, think about this. And he was a white man. I said, I just need you to think about this, because I know you're trying to say it's the same. Everyone gets discriminated against. Sure, whatever. But let's think about this. The conversation you have with your children about the police and the conversation I have to have with my children about the police will never be the same.
It's way different.
There's a target on our backs before we're even born, because they look at our black mothers and they want to take them down.
That's it.
Can you imagine having a target on you before you even exist?
You literally can't even.
I've had this target on my back for over 400 years because of slavery. Can you imagine?
Yeah. When you go anywhere, you have to think, oh wait, is my hoodie gonna scare somebody?
If I move too fast, will they think I stole something?
Yeah.
If I move too close to this person, will they think I'm trying to rob them?
You can't even you can't go to a store without having a buggy, because you can't hold things in your hand without feel like somebody's getting, oh, he might be stealing that. Let me get a buggy for 2 items just to show where your items are.
Or because you know what I think about? You know what's happened to me? Sometimes I'll go into a store that, you know, is not in a predominantly black area, so they might not have a black hair care product that I'm looking for. And if I walk out without it, I feel like they think I took something else. Yeah,
so you have to literally, let me at least buy something.
Yeah, and it's like, or I got to make sure that I walk by them real close so they can be like, I'm not running, I'm not hiding.
Exactly. And don't read the ingredients or what's on the back of the bottle for too long. You'll see a 4 or 5.
What are you doing this out?
Walk by and don't ask you need help. They're just looking to see what you're doing. It's just crazy. You said you have a target on your back, and unfortunately, it's messed up, because you can't even go in your car, like you said, at 3 in the morning. Someone's gonna grab some ice cream, and they can come back home, because now it's like you gotta watch. Okay, let me watch every spot, because if I get pulled over right now, there's enough light out here in case something goes down. Because I gotta say, because first they ask you where you coming from, which is none of their business. I'm just driving my car, but now
is it your car though?
Exactly. So, you get ice cream at 3 o'clock in the morning. Doesn't matter what time ice cream. But for them, it's like, 1 second, please. Light your and then running your stuff. They're gonna say, well, they're gonna make a whole thing about a tail light. That's a favorite thing. Oh,
that's not even out.
You're missing the tail light, and you're missing the brake light, and then you can't say nothing because it's gonna escalate. So you say,
back.
Okay, thank you, and then they'll go back and say, hey, I'm gonna give you a warning this time around. Get that headlight fixed, which means I just stopped you for no reason. I'm just gonna give you this little warning ticket, keep you going, so you don't know I did it for no reason.
You know what? Can we actually? That actually brings me up to something that it's so funny. I almost forgot about this memory, because obviously every time we see the cops, we get worried. So I was actually leaving work. It was summertime, so it was about 5 p.m. or so, and it was bright out, you know. And at the time, I was driving by the highway, and you know, cops sit out by exits a lot. So I go by. I'm going to speed limit. I know that for a fact. Because I just pulled around the corner, so I'm not going that fast. All of a sudden, I see lights go off, and I stop. And of course, I start to panic, because I believe this is right around the time that Philando Castile had been murdered. Another man we have to say rest in peace to.
Right.
And I'm sitting here, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting, and then I realize he pulls up to me in the car, and tells me to roll my window down. So I roll my window down. I'm looking at him, and I'm like, "Is everything okay?" He says, "Oh, you're free to go. I just ran your plates by mistake." And then I said,
"What?
Okay." So I drive off, this young white cop, and I drive off, and I'm like, did he forget to kill me? Like, did he forget that he was supposed to escalate the situation? Like, I was so confused. I was like, why did you run my plates?
Like, how do you run somebody's plate by mistake? Like, yo, that's crazy.
You saw me pull out of my place of work because on the main drag, and he said I ran it, and I was just like, you ignorant fool! I thought you were gonna kill me.
And the sad part is they see you leave your place of work, and then it's like, you just saw me leave here, and you're really gonna ask me? Like, I have my.
It's like, is it because I was in a brand new car and you see me leave a luxury car dealer that you're suspicious?
Which is crazy.
I worked really hard to get here, man. Like,
oh no, you have to explain to them how'd you get that car.
And the fact that he said, "Oh, I ran your place by mistake. You can go ahead." I really was like, this man was really about to make me a headline by accident, because in some weird protocol, he's just supposed to run my plates. Don't you have real people to catch?
How do you get somebody's plate by mistake? How do you somebody's plate by mistake?
Right.
How did you accidentally type in my whole license plate?
Exactly.
You're following me.
Like you took the time to type the whole plate in.
I was just like, what are you doing? And when he said it, he was so calm, and I was tripping, and I was like, I was looking, I was so nervous because I was just like, what was he looking for? Like, and it's scary because, you know,
a reason to kill.
Right. Thank you. And it's scary because I'm like, is this in their training, or is it something that like certain cops, you know, when they take the rookie on the road, they say, you know, we're gonna pull this one over and see, you know, it's like, and see what happens. What do you mean, see what happens?
Yeah, it's a lot of these people. They flex a badge that doesn't come with the power that they think it comes with.
But you know, the problem is, it does come with the support.
Oh yeah.
Of the public in a lot of ways, where people be like, "What's a cop? It's a cop," and it's like,
and most cops, their family, they're tied to cops, they're tied to kind of lifestyles, and that's what they know. So they think that this is all this, and then it never affects them ever close enough to where they don't feel it. Because for a lot of people, Corona's fake until Corona hits somebody you know. Oh shit, I will. And as I tell people, it's like, you talk about black people, all this stuff, don't resist, don't do all this, and then when you get a pop and says, I don't care about that privilege, I don't feel nothing. I'm just mad at the world. So get on the floor, get down, and like, oh, now it's like, holy shit, it's happening to me. This is what it feels like. Now you feel like this is different now.
Mm-hmm. And you know, it's funny because people say things like, you know, not all cops are bad, obviously. But what I want to understand, so here's my thing then. Show me. Just show us. Just show us you're a good cop. And you might feel like, why? Why would you have to do that? Because the bad ones are showing out. They're outdoing y'all. That's why.
Man, that's right. Anyway, I say not all black people are like super thugs and super predators that you want to call us. So if you can bundle all black people into a race of thugs and killers,
don't be shocked when we bundle all cops.
All cops are bad.
Right. And I hate when people be like, you can't judge all cops based off one when you actually can. Because if the ones that we're not judging, if they're not,
what are they getting away with?
Well, exactly. So it's like, why can't we judge them? They're not doing anything to show us otherwise.
They're not stopping anything. You're watching,
and then they're supporting it.
Right. So they're just as bad.
You're just as bad. Actually, you're worse because for you, that's like, it's cool.
You have the chance to change it.
Yeah,
you have a real chance.
So you telling me that nothing in that situation made you feel uncomfortable with somebody dying?
And like the Chinese cop who was there, who was looking at the people like daring them to come close. And I made a comment to someone actually. I was like, if I was there, I would have tried to intervene or do something. But then they was like, no, because I was like, why didn't they do anything? They was like, because they would have been dead. So it's crazy that you see someone getting murdered before you're like right in front of your eyes, but you can't do anything because you're going to end up dead too. Because I'm like, why all these people standing around? They can't help. Well, they can't because it's a cop. So if they do try to help, they're going to end up dead. So it's like, no.
And you know what's terrible too? And you know what's? And let's just also talk about this though. If these cops are good, right? Say the first cop, the arresting officer, is good or bad or whatever, and then the second one is also good or whatever. Why do they form this wall around what the bad one is doing?
Exactly.
You ever notice that? As soon as they see those phones, it's this. They block you. You can't. Nope. You can't.
Hey, give me that.
And so what does that tell me? That tells me you're an accessory. That tells me you know what's going on. And you don't want to get caught. I even told Dante actually earlier about this. There was one cop, he lied on the guy, said the guy touched him. He hit him or whatever. Never happened. 2 cops showed up for him. And it was funny. The female officer who came as backup, she ran right over. And then the second male cop who showed up as backup, he peeped that there was a camera looking at him and he backed up and never showed his face. And it was like, okay. So just like when you're a child and your parents say, what are you doing? And you hide something behind your back, you know you're doing the wrong thing. Exactly. The same thing with these cops who are adults now, who know better, who are trained to protect and serve, and they're not doing that. I don't pay my taxes for you to kill people who look like me.
Exactly.
That's
Like,
not it.
the thing is, you can't even call a cop for help because he might come and think you're the person who he's coming to kill.
Exactly.
Like you could be in the house and somebody's robbing the house. You call, you might get shot.
It's awful. We do not have
Anything. We can't have shit in this house.
I can't even say anything right now. That's just how less that we have in America.
Crazy. Nobody can. Yo, we can't even. Like, we really can't say shit or do shit, and it's like
Breonna Taylor.
Something. We're super aggressive.
Look at Breonna Taylor. Look at Breonna Taylor, asleep in her home. She is an EMT, an essential worker, a lifesaver on a daily basis pre-corona. And they came and killed her. And her boyfriend, who was there with her, who was protecting his home legally with his license, right?
He was arrested on site.
Arrested.
No
weapons was locked up.
They didn't even have a warrant. It was
the whole weekend.
Yeah.
And in the wrong house. He can't even grieve his dead girlfriend. Can you imagine that?
I know.
He's too worried about, it's.
They beat that man because you saw his face was different when he went to jail.
Endless. It is endless.
Endless.
I don't know what would be an end to this. I honestly don't see it out. I still get worse.
The problem is it's a cycle. And the problem with a cycle is a closed loop. And you gotta break the cycle some way, somehow. And I'm telling you, I know it seems a little bit of a fantasy, but it starts with wealthy, privileged, entitled, well-connected, powerful white people, particularly white men.
Yeah, and most of them, if they are not racist, they're going to be scared to stand up to the ones who are. So
it's
like,
why?
Because they don't want to lose.
They do not want anyone. And it may sound crazy, and I don't want to get thrashed for this, but it's some white people who are afraid to let other white people know that they actually do like and care for Black people.
They do.
That's totally accurate.
But they're not going to stand up. So, like you said, it's a never-ending cycle.
So it's
they don't want to lose their place.
Somebody said they're marching tomorrow in Rock Hill.
Rock Hill. What time are y'all marching tomorrow?
Yeah, what time? I might pull up and
They're doing something here in Columbia too.
Oh, they are? Okay.
At the State House too.
Because this is ridiculous right now. The whole world sees what's going on. Everybody sees it. Everybody knows what's going on. And now it's to the point where it's like this is beyond disgusting. This is just repair. Like how y'all saying. The white people who love Black people who are afraid to stand up because they're afraid to lose position. They're afraid to lose money. They're afraid to lose power. Everybody has this notion of you got to be politically correct, tread on light waters, don't say certain things, you might lose this. You got to stand for something or fall for everything. That's just it. So I'm not looking for what I say. I don't care because I believe in what I say.
Right.
And what's for me is gonna be for me regardless of what somebody has to feel about it.
And it's crazy because you think that, okay, well, this person who has power and access and blah blah blah, they should feel fine. Then make the donations. Then do that stuff. Do it in secret if that's how you feel. Put someone else on who's white who maybe doesn't have as much to lose. Then if you got to do it that way, y'all supposed to be so smart with everything else, and then you want to forget.
Because what it is when they do stuff like this. It goes to their banks and it goes to these people who know the.
Listen, they've been washing their money how long?
Oh yeah, for a long time. But see,
they could figure it out.
See, when they wash their money, they wash their money to the people who are part of that who don't like us.
Right.
So
it's terrible. It's terrible because well,
yeah,
there's someone Black dying right now.
Stand up. It's like this. You're in third grade and you see a kid getting bullied on or picked on. A lot of kids ain't gonna say nothing. Because they don't want to become the next victim. So they keep their mouth shut and they can say, hey, leave this kid alone. Like, he's my friend. Or people just sit there and laugh or sit there and not say a word. Because they don't want to be the person, don't look at me now. Right. Like, I care about the guy making fun of, but I don't want to have that kind of attention on me.
Sometimes we got to think beyond ourselves. I know it's hard,
but how can people think beyond themselves when all they know is themselves? For them, 15, 16-year-old with a car, their main talk from their parents is like, hey, don't underage drink at this house party you're going to at 15, and if you do, call me. Like, that's their biggest conversation of their life. For us, it's like, at 10, 11, 12, it's like, hey, if a cop does this or cop stops you, be careful. Don't go here. Don't wear a hoodie. Don't do this. There's so much don'ts we cannot do. How can you live? We can't live. And that's what comes back to what Nelson Mandela said, where you force people to become outlaws. Where you got a 11, 12-year-old, 13-year-old kid gets in some trouble, makes a mistake, you give him a felony.
Felony charge.
Without the chance to even
try like an adult.
Yeah. Without the chance to even expunge your record. And like you said, most people don't have the money for it. So when you turn 18, you can't get no job.
And that's important too. That there are a lot of people who get falsely arrested or in prison, and they don't have the ability to remove this false accusation that follows them for the rest of their lives.
Rest of your life. And once you get that, you can't get financial aid. You can't
vote in some places.
You can't get nothing. So it's like you can't
get food stamps. You can't even eat.
You can't eat. So how do you expect the person who can't eat, can't do nothing, pay for college for itself? And then even if it somehow was able to pay for college, get a degree, who's gonna hire you still? So you have a degree that's worthless now because you have a felony.
And now you're probably in more debt than you ever thought you could accumulate
in your life. So what choice do you have now? Nothing. Start your own business or try to make something work.
And what people don't realize is, again, it comes back to survival, and you stripped our ability to survive.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. They took our means to survive, and they gave us nothing and say, okay, figure it out. So we have nothing. We're living on top of each other. So now it's like, well, I got to figure something out because regardless of what, I got to feed my family. I got to feed my mom. I got to feed these people. I got to feed them.
And all these people who are in jail for non-violent marijuana charges need to be released immediately. Because I keep seeing all these new dispensaries run by these white boys and how much money they're making.
Right.
They keep using our rap songs in the videos and trying to look like us. And
same thing that little black boy did, but you get hit in 15 years in jail. But this guy, Tom, over the dispensary of it made $5 million last year without using more money.
And ain't paying taxes.
They did this, and he's like, he didn't pay no taxes because he figured out a loophole.
And then Wesley ain't paid taxes, and they made a whole example out of this man. Ruined his life. Oh, let's talk about that when they ruin black people's lives. But they talk about ruining these racist people's lives.
Wesley didn't even, all he did was, well, it wasn't his fault. It's CPA.
Taxman.
Yeah. It's taxman. So he had to go to jail 3 years.
Because he was famous.
Didn't get a movie role, and people crucified him as if he was the worst person in the world.
I thought all these years that he actually did something horrible. Our president hasn't paid taxes, or America's president hasn't paid taxes in how long?
Right.
Have we seen, well, the fact that Charlie Sheen is out here doing all kind of Tiger Blood and doing all this kind of shit, nobody cancels him.
No, because they're white.
Exactly. It's for them, but Bill Cosby, he's a raper. From 50 years ago, people remember vividly what Bill Cosby did.
Right.
And they remember what they had for lunch yesterday.
Even though they were drugged, they just remember. It's selective. This selective punishment is crazy.
It's crazy. And Harvey Weinstein wouldn't have been in jail if people didn't make a big thing about it.
He almost got away with it.
He almost got away with it. And it's only because we were on social media so heavy, just talking about this, talking about that. He would have got away with it.
He was this close. This man was this so close.
And truly, probably know, he might not be in jail right now. Probably know.
Right? Where is he?
Like, he might be free. He might be out here living his best life. We don't know about.
I've never seen someone catch a sickness so fast.
I've never heard of his case. I haven't heard anything about it at all.
Man, that's ridiculous. And what's the other white guy name who was a pedophilia type stuff? Jeffrey Epstein or something.
Jeffrey, yeah.
And he was gonna expose a lot of people. And then
I seen something, they have a documentary on
Netflix. I'll watch that later on.
If you ask me, I don't even think he's dead. I think that was a cover up.
I don't think so either.
It's too much money surrounding him.
Yep. You can't kill yourself.
Yeah, it's too much.
No strings, nowhere to hang yourself. How would you hung yourself? In a 24-hour max security prison?
Right.
The whole world where guards watch you all day long, but you kill yourself. Book exposing everybody who was part of that little pedophile ring.
Craziness. And that's okay with people.
That's okay. That's okay, people. But R. Kelly, kill R. Kelly. R. Kelly need to go in jail. I don't agree with what R. Kelly did, but treat each case like each case.
Exactly. I don't agree with he did, but I don't feel like he should be locked up right now.
Treat them just like how you treat everybody else.
Exactly. And then here we go again. All the black people. Oh, R. Kelly needs to be in jail. Shut the F up.
Exactly. Because they don't no stars. And we can't have nobody.
Always the character in the black man. I mean, what he done may have been wrong. I'm not saying I agree or disagree. I'm not even saying he did it. I'm not saying he didn't do it because I wasn't there. That's not my call to make. What I'm saying is I don't think he should be in jail because all the other pedophiles are still out and about.
If you're leaving one out, right? If you're leaving all of that, it's just always.
If we're gonna be 100%, look at this motherfucker right here. What's his name? Elvis Presley.
Oh, he married what? A 2-year-old?
He's a goddamn pedophile, and these motherfuckers love this man. Elvis goddamn fuck Elvis Presley. Fuck that goddamn hillbilly ass prick ass.
He wasn't the father of rock and roll. Little Richard was.
Yeah.
Why are they doing CNN? Yeah, they're burning CNN down. Atlanta is on fire right now.
Now let's get back to that. So in the video that you see. Let me try if I can find it.
Really quickly, while you pull that up, I just want to put this out there. If anyone wants to correct me on this, it's totally open to that. But I know on July 7th we were trying to do the Blackout Day.
Yeah, I saw that.
So I think that might be something that would be a nice
It'll work.
example of us.
They're not dropping any Jordans on that day.
Yo, if we do it, we can win because if we boost their economy, they're gonna pay attention to what we gotta say. Because these companies right now with Corona, they're hanging on by a thread. So if we stop spending money, we can literally
that's the power of the people
forever to the point it's like, oh shit, we gotta stop killing them and listen to them because they single-handedly just killed 80% of the economy.
I think we gotta find a strong, smart way to mobilize. We gotta beat them at their own game.
Their game is money. They don't care about lives. The fact that the says, hey, people will die, but we open them back up.
This man,
it just shows you it's about money, not about lives. So you
thugs, you saw him use capitalized thugs. Yeah. Just throwing that out there.
And
he knows what he's doing,
bro. It's over. They're gonna be like, oh, we gotta have a meeting. Let's sit down, figure this out because now they're not spending with us no more. They're not going out here spending money with us anymore. No, we're not. Because there's no respect for us. Mm-hmm. There's you go to a restaurant, sometimes you might even get good service. They already pre-judging you. Oh man, he might not even tip me, so I'm gonna get here you go.
The service, we're lucky if they acknowledge us. I remember I went into Liberty Tap Room restaurant downtown. It's been a few years, but when I tell you I went in there and I stood in the host area in the front. When I said not one person came to ask me if I need to be seated, I mean, not one person. Well, and I probably was about to spend more money than anybody in that restaurant. And that's just the sad thing about it. Like, I mean, literally, no one came and asked me if I needed help or anything.
Yo, Josh, yo, you definitely right. Like, they not coming to march.
It's not even about marching. We tried that.
No, that marching peaceful stuff is over. And Atlanta police definitely do the gas, all that stuff. But
how can we be peaceful when they're killing us without peace? I mean, they're killing us.
I told y'all. And to get down to why they killed Martin Luther King was changing from that peacefulness, and he was getting into what Malcolm X was talking about.
Well, he always had it in there. He said that look, we do what we can up until a point. Yeah. And Malcolm X said, "We cool with you. To the minute you put your hands on us, we put you in the cemetery." Period.
That's right.
And as soon as Martin Luther King started saying, "Okay, we gotta start fighting back," that's when they said, "We gotta kill him," because he already has influence on people. So we have Martin, both got to fight back. It's over. So then what you do? Hey, Jesse Jackson, go switch rooms with him. Put him on the top. Then when he's alive in the hospital, oh shit, he's not dead yet. Let me suffocate him real quick. As you spit on him.
It's just the most horrific thing you can think.
Because they know that their actions, their consequences are catching up to them faster than what they think.
And that's the thing. I think it's like, this might sound a little random or whatever, but if you think about it, like if you ever play a video game and once you start to beat that final character, all of a sudden they start hitting you with the hard moves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
all of a sudden it's like every move is supposed to kill you. Critical hits only. And it's the same sort of thing. All of a sudden, it's only critical hits.
Yeah. They understand that they did us wrong for so long. They didn't think they were gonna wake up as quick as we did.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're waking up even faster. Now they're scared. So what they're trying to do is fear tactics. Let's start killing them in broad daylight and getting away with it, so they know that we'll kill you.
Exactly.
That's all it is. It's fear tactics. We outnumber them, and they know that. That's why they're like, holy shit! It's like these new ones are not playing with us. So we gotta kill them and make them scared. But all you doing is making it worse for yourself, because these new ones like, hey, we gotta go. But this is over with. Yeah. This is not keep happening.
New NYPD commandeered a city bus for prisoner transport. The driver stepped off the bus and refuses to drive it. The crowds are cheering in Brooklyn. Shout out to Brooklyn, hometown. Yeah. Love y'all.
Does that? There's not a bus driver in Minnesota too. That said he's not taking anybody to prison. So
if it ain't a cop, I don't see why anyone going to prison right now.
Stop those people who's actually standing up for what they believe in, and not being afraid of, oh man, I'm gonna lose my job and all this stuff, because a lot of people chuck and drive for a job. Mr. Boss Man gonna be mad at me. I can't do that right now. Like, man, fuck that Mr. Boss Man shit. You gotta believe in something. You gotta believe in something. Because if you don't believe in something, that's it.
So just a little bit of info that's going around out here that I'm seeing. For anyone who's protesting, it says there's a phone number, 404-689-1519. And if you are arrested, call jail support as soon as possible. Tell police and jail staff I'm going to remain silent. I want to see my lawyer. And if you witness an arrest, ask for their name, birthday. You can text that info to jail support. And record the arrest. All this information is out there, y'all. Like, it's really amazing how people are really trying to organize and help each other out.
Yeah, seriously, because this is something that's needed to be. I'm trying to start to pull up some live video for you guys. What's going on in different protests and stuff right now, so you guys can actually see live what's going on in these cities right now, in these different protests. Let's see, this should be live right here. They do got a protest going on right now in the Bay Area, so that's San Francisco got a protest right now. Basically, everybody's having protests right now at this time. So there's a lot going on. Let me see which one this is. This is California freeway shutdown.
Understand what their job is, and that is to do everything possible to ensure nobody gets hurt. And that's what they're going to do. I have a lot of confidence in them. My job is to stay alert to everything that's happening and ensure that we can get information out to the public. And obviously, if there's any resources that are needed, if there's any help from other departments, DOT, Public Works, anybody else, then obviously we want to make sure everybody's pushing together.
At one point, Mayor, we saw some protesters try to enter a construction site, and they, in fact, got in before construction workers sort of pushed them back out. Have you been in coordination with the downtown business district to take preventative action?
No, and the good news is, the crowd has really thinned quite a bit. It's a much smaller group than this year, as recently as an hour ago. And so I don't expect, but obviously I can't know, but I don't expect that there will be a significant amount of damage to the other businesses. It seems as though
This is another one. Here's,
business? You're gonna want to hear this.
If you own a business, you need Next Insurance. Type your business, select your plan, pay online, and just like that, your business is insured.
This should be one in Atlanta right now. Let's see. No, YouTube, I'm not paying for that trial period right now. So this is live in Atlanta. There's no volume, bro. They're not saying anything right now. So
if you go on Facebook, it's a lot of lives on Facebook. It's like people actually there streaming live.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, this one is Atlanta right now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You can kind of see. Okay, now they put the camera up now. A lot of people.
Doesn't all this look like when Rodney King when they did the Rodney King thing?
Oh my God!
Doesn't this all look the same? Like history just repeated.
That's crazy because I watched that documentary the other day on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
It's the exact same thing. People burning down, and once again, it's more than just us out there. That's at these protests.
I just think it's so insane. There's just endless.
So this is something's on fire over there, actually.
Also, too, there was a part in Minnesota where all that Target had been raided, where people actually did return some of those goods.
Okay.
Just so people know that, and there's a lot of black volunteers there as well.
I would say, yeah, they were back. They were cleaning it up. Once again,
there was a video of a black man who was there cleaning it up.
But you know what, guys? All that is insured. They'll get their money for it. But that it's insured. They will be okay.
I'm not talking about Target. I'm not worried about Target. I'm just trying to say, like, for all the people trying to say that black people don't have any character.
Right, and it was more than black people who were stealing. And like I said, the black guy,
those 2 lamps.
Okay,
exactly.
Lamps, right?
$80 lamps. Somebody clocked the price of those lamps.
Exactly. I saw a white man take out a whole soda machine.
She had her eye on those. She was looking at those for a while.
Also, can we also mention that she clearly was not there protesting? So what does that tell you?
Exactly. She was just to steal. She can't just to steal.
Somebody said, "Girl, you better get down here, Karen." Karen said, "I'm on my way."
And I'm blaming on black people.
Right. Right.
Are stealing.
You can blend in with these black people. They're not going to pay them attention anyway.
Man, you have 5 lamps in your hand. It doesn't matter though. It's about them, not me. Yeah, I bet. I'm telling you, it's crazy because I feel like all those buildings down there were purposely burnt down by people who have stake inside the insurances.
I think it's confirmed, guys. They burnt the CNN building down in Atlanta.
The CNN building in Atlanta?
Mm-hmm.
I did. There's a building on fire in the back of the video, so that must be the CNN building.
Wow.
Wow, this is
people are tired. People are tired. Like
exhausted. It's beyond tired.
People, they're fed up.
Yeah, and this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. Because this is not going to end tomorrow. Like, okay, everybody go back home. It's just the beginning. This is just.
I'm gonna drop you a little note, Dante, for you to check something out. This might be helpful.
Yeah, send it to me, and I'll pull up right now for the people. This is sad because this is just the beginning. If they burn down CNN, there is nobody else is safe.
And like,
on Twitter, okay, breaking down. Let me.
You know, and just even thinking that, like, you know, that think about how quickly they arrested the journalist who was reporting the news.
Oh my God, he was arrested.
Couldn't get that cop.
Seconds.
Okay.
They couldn't get that cop for how many days?
And then he said he's like, yo, they're on live. I don't care. Like,
and can we talk? Yeah, shout out to that one reporter in the studio who hushed his co-anchor so that they could hear what the cops were saying.
Didn't see that. Let me try to pull up for y'all.
I was gonna say, if you could pull up that clip, like that would be good.
Yeah, CNN anchor arrested Omar. I don't remember his last name, but can you just?
It's probably
like the man had a whole news crew, and they were like,
"Yo, look,
your black ass don't."
White people just walk around with masks on, just walking through Atlanta like we're down here for the protest because it's cool. All right, let me see. This I think this might be the one right here. All right, is this the one right here when he was doing it? This might be it right here. Let's see. So for y'all who didn't see this video is.
Are you over 25?
A guy works at CNN, and he was arrested for doing his job, and he told them and complied. He's still went to jail.
No DUIs.
Showed his badge and everything.
Insurance rate to as low as $19.
Exactly, showed his badge and everything. I wonder if this is the right one here.
Well, covering the unrest this morning in Minneapolis, members of a CNN TV crew became part of the story.
Do you mind telling me what?
This might be the one right here. This is like 6 minutes long.
What I want to make sure is not lost in this, as we're seeing these remarkable pictures with this.
Here it is right here. Yeah, this is it.
Directly behind you is the why. Why people have been out on the streets protesting. Why this violence is taking place. There is some action behind you. You've got one being arrested here. You got. Yep. I got you. Hold on. They had us here. We're speaking with State Patrol right now. Give us a second, guys. Move back to where you'd like. Move back to where you'd like here. We are live on the air at the moment. This is the four of us. We are one team. Just put us back where you want us. We are getting out of your way, so just let us know. Wherever you'd want us, we will go. We are just getting out of your way.
Oh man!
Just let us know. We got you. And this is a scene here playing out in Minneapolis. This is part of the advanced police presence that we saw come over the course of really minutes when the local police showed up at the fire department, or with the fire department.
He's still doing his job.
The building we showed you that was burning. This is among the State Patrol unit that was advancing up the street.
Fact of the matter is, they think they can do black people any kind of way. No matter who we are, no matter what the position is, they're gonna do what they want to us.
He's doing his job, and he's arresting right now.
Whew. I'm sorry, y'all. This stuff hits me, man. It really gets to me.
It is. I'm sitting here looking at it, and I'm just like, this feels like such a moment in time. Like, this is what our people dealt with years ago.
And the saddest part, they would not arrest nobody else if it was on live TV.
Like, they literally are arresting him for doing his job.
Like, it's just CNN.
What is the arrest? Like, what is the actual arrest report gonna say?
Exactly.
What is
Being
the
black
paperwork?
with a camera and a microphone.
He's not.
Issued to you by a
Man.
And then he's got a microphone with ease. Like, here you go.
And for people who like this right here, really just it pisses me off.
It's just like,
Look
what
at
do you
this.
want?
Look at this. Then they build another wall. You gotta be.
There's videos that I saw of people who were clearly peacefully protesting, and actually they were in a line along the street. So the cops were backing up, and literally this one, like not one cop, but the cops were literally just macing people who they could see. And it was like the person who was recording was silent. You could tell that the video was not coming from a person who was speaking. There's clearly people around that person, and they weren't moving, they weren't shouting, and the cop just started spraying them. It's like, where was all this pepper spray back in Michigan? At the state capitol when people had AK-47s. And was this not the whole issue with the Black Panthers, with them being having weapons? Wasn't that the whole? Come on, man, y'all splitting this too many different ways.
That's crazy. They're not even a threat when they have a weapon.
Exactly.
We're a threat without a weapon.
When they're violent and they're screaming in the face of these cops.
Mm-hmm. And they don't do anything to them.
Nothing.
And also,
he's doing his job.
Speaking about the distance and these people breaking all the protocols for the pandemic, what about the black workers who've been spit on and like people coughing in their face, and they are now dead? Where are the charges for that?
That's murder.
I've never seen anything like this.
Those people are dead. These are people who were perfectly healthy right up until the moment someone coughed and spit on them because they are black deliberately and got them sick. Where's the? You know what? I think they keep not hearing the chant. The chant is no justice, no peace.
Exactly.
So I don't know why you keep looking for peace until there's no justice. Can you believe this?
But now look at the people getting arrested. This guy's Chinese. The other guy was black. Like, these people are literally reporters
doing their job.
Like, you're arresting CNN.
Can the police start doing their job? Maybe they're jealous. I don't get it.
This is our camera crew being arrested by
Yeah, CNN's Atlanta headquarters is, I mean, destroyed. If you can, the images look like out of a movie. Wow,
is that on that page you sent me?
I can drop you another link to it.
Yeah, because
yeah, it's starting to get popular. So yeah, Breaking 911 might have it.
Oh, Killer Mike, we don't need a dumbass president.
They showed a video from Los Angeles. CNN just showed a video from Los Angeles of a
But the problem is some
officer getting beat by a crowd after attempting to detain someone. What is happening around the country right now? Oh my God! Wait, what is going on in Los Angeles? Los Angeles has lost their.
That's not good for our community. I love and respect you all. I hope that we find a way out of it because I don't have the answers, but I do know. We must plot, we must plan, we must strategize, organize, and mobilize. Thank you for allowing me some time to speak. I'd like to appreciate our chief for what she said on YouTube. I thought it was very bold to do. I'd like to appreciate our mayor for talking to us like a black mama and telling us to take our ass at home. And I'd like to thank my friend for convincing me to come here. I'll defer to Joe Beasley now because he knows a hell of a lot more than we do. Thank you. We don't need an officer that makes a mistake once, twice, 3 times, and finally he kills a boy on national TV, and the next thing you know, the country is burning down. We don't need a dumbass president repeating what segregation has said. You start looting, we start shooting. But the problem is some officers black and some people gonna shoot back. And that's not good for our community either. I love and respect you all. I hope that we find a way out of it because I don't have the answers, but I do know. We must plot, we must plan, we must strategize.
Very important. And you know, I just actually just saw a video just now in Los Angeles, and these people are jumping this police officer for trying to detain someone. And I'm not saying that we should, I'm not saying that we need to be doing that. But what I am saying is, let's think about something here. The fact that people are mobilizing against these cops for real.
Exactly.
And look, and here's what I want to say for real. And I want to say this to make this very clear. Police officers, your job is difficult. But when you're not doing your job, that's difficult for us.
Exactly.
So let's just make that clear. This isn't about you doing your job. This is about you not doing your job. Oh, I'm sending it to you right now.
Because you're right. It's when you're not doing your job because you just don't want to. Like, come on now.
Or you think you're entitled to do much worse.
Exactly. The cops being attacked. Okay, so the cops. So some people are attacking the cops. So the cops went to the CNN building. That's why they're attacking the CNN building.
What happened?
Something on fire, Chris. A firecracker.
So the cops are being attacked.
Shit. You all right? You okay? You okay? You okay, guys? You all right? Is everyone okay?
Dante, I just sent you that link.
It's okay. They just threw a firecracker right on us. You have some people laughing, some people are videotaping. Let's throw something on fire, Chris. A firecracker.
Guys, so I'm looking at these clips, and I hate to laugh, but this cop, he's on the front line. He has on all his gear. So this black guy, he's out doing. He has this camera phone. The cop takes it and throws it, and the guy just knocks the piece out. He lays him out flat.
Don't touch my phone.
That's not your property.
That's crazy.
So here's the video everybody AJ was talking about with the people mobilizing. They're right in this area over here. You can see them over here. They're jumping the top for trying to right there. There you go.
Goody for him. Why? Because when they're jumping us, no one can step in. This right here.
This is the people.
It's not even retaliation. This is just strictly.
And then I want to point out something. It's people of all color coming
to
help out that person. And this is people.
And you know what? It's young people. And you know what? I want to say something. This is important. We don't talk about this enough. But you know what? These same young people, we need to go out and vote in November. If you're not arrested, make it to November and vote.
Then I know about November, bro. Everything's gonna be paper votes. It's like mail your ballots in. We're not counting no votes.
Yeah, we just gonna mail it in because this ain't. Oh man,
this ain't working. So CNN is basically in the street because all the cops ran to the CNN building. That's wild. So They weren't attacking CNN. They're attacking.
So they're scared now because they see more than the black people are rising up against them. Exactly. If it were only black people, I bet you they would be shooting those crowds.
So protesters sprays "fuck Trump" on side of the White House building. Like,
wow,
there's a white guy doing it.
And you know what? They're not going to do anything to him.
They're not. Of course not.
But you know what? Let them do it.
Yeah, but you know what? You know what we need to do? I'm gonna tell you, if people could come together, get all our white friends who care. Let's put them on the front line while we sit back and let them show out and do all this stuff.
If I can,
and watch how far we can get.
It's true. There was a protest where white people. There was a protest where white people stood in front of black people, and nothing happened.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Let's get them on the front line and watch how it goes. Look at this.
We need to mobilize them.
This is the White House. This is the White House. We couldn't get that White House without being shot.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. We need to get a group of them who are down for the cause with us. Let's put them on the front line and watch how nothing happens.
You're on the government property right now. Like, and you
look at it.
You're not being nothing.
But that's that privilege, and they show us every day how much privilege they have.
And I'm gonna tell you something. Could you imagine if that was one of us up there? We would have been shot off that wall like a fly.
Yo, blood splatter all on the wall.
Literally. Said, look, that's his fault because he should never climbed up the White House building and sprayed that on there.
Mm-hmm. They've been like, well, he's not being peaceful. He's doing this and da da da.
Man, so this is New York right here. The protest in New York City. This is 4 hours ago in New York. Probably broken. Look at that. That's a female. That's a female.
And this is why people are fighting back. They need to.
You know,
I cannot believe this is 2020.
Yo, for real,
it looks like madness. It doesn't look real.
It looks like 1900s and HD. That's what it looks like.
I'm not even choking. Wow. I'm not even choking. Yes, you are.
And he's probably, and you know the thing about it, he's doing this here, but I bet all the white cops he worked with probably would turn their back on him so quick.
Exactly. Easily.
Absolutely.
Easily.
In a heartbeat. You know what's so crazy to me is, you know, that firecracker that they threw into the CNN building. I hate to laugh, but my man showed he got that yellow belly. He got real scared real fast.
Right.
He was cussing and everything. Jake is about to get a fine from the FCC when this is done.
He's like, "Oh shit, are you okay, guys?" It's not funny, but it's funny because it's how the reaction of like.
I know this is terrible, but we need a reason to laugh. And
we do.
Hey, they owe us at least that, right?
Exactly. And some of it is so funny. I see it. I'm looking through line. I'm looking at all the feed right now. So this guy, Charlie Kirk 11, I don't know who he is, where he's from, but he's verified on Twitter.
Yeah.
He made a tweet that said, "Burning an American city to the ground won't bring George Floyd back." So another black guy came back and said, "Bombing Middle East countries won't undo 9/11." Listen, they need to stop coming. They need to stop coming for us. There you go. There you go.
Bombs on people.
Exactly.
So this is
I don't know if I'm exactly breaking any news right here, but Nick Cannon is on the front lines in Minneapolis.
Yeah, I saw that.
Nick Cannon's actually
and T.I. and Killer Mike are doing a press conference with the governor. Whoever.
Oh look, this is Atlanta right now.
Oh wow!
You guys have to see. I just saw a video of this guy who took the police shield and he's on top of a cop car that is on fire. Wow. This is incredible.
This is a cry out from the people, though. This is
this is a cry.
Look at the people who actually out here. It's white people out here doing this with them.
You know what? I think our generation been a little too quiet, a little too long. Oh, the cop has a mugshot out.
Oh, let's see.
I'm gonna get that to you. I'm gonna get that to Dante.
Post it right now.
You know, in the mid of all this protest, the white people are serving as a so-called bulletproof vest for us. Because if they weren't in the midst of this,
And if it goes
they would have exterminated all of us who are out there protesting.
Right. We really appreciate y'all because right now you're saving lives.
Right.
Because trust me, if y'all wasn't out there,
right, it'd be a wrap.
It'd have been bombs, and it'd be like, well, we had to disperse the crowd. Because what happened, and people don't remember, when it wasn't as many white people out there protesting, they were shooting up. There were bombs and fires, all kind of stuff. But now that it's more, like you said, those bulletproof vests.
It's a mixed crowd.
It's a mixed crowd. So now
it's not the usual target.
I'm gonna and you know, people have to understand once we do step up, they can't control us. So what they do is they do the political enforcement. So I'm reading here, which was out hours ago, but the people Minneapolis, they actually done a curfew. They did an 8 o'clock curfew to have people in the house, but people are still in the street. So they're trying to police the people with curfews. It's crazy.
People didn't stay inside the house for coronavirus. They didn't stay inside the house for curfew.
Honestly, I don't even approve of it. I say burn the city down.
Yeah, burn.
I mean, come on. I mean, listen, they're killing us at a high rate right now. They're killing us.
We don't own nothing in none of these communities anyway. Burn it down to the ground.
Right.
So people are
Daddy said that ain't ours to worry about. He said it ain't ours to lose.
Like, oh, they're always burning down their stuff. It's not ours. Burn it down to the ground. Let them rebuild it back.
Bad that like that video like makes me feel so empowered.
I love it.
There's this video, this young black girl, she put together this remix.
I want that on a shirt. I love it.
Oh man.
This is we had enough.
This is a revolution.
This is the only way that we will be heard because if we have to come out in the masses because they can't kill all of us at once.
They thought they killed Malcolm, they killed Garvey, they killed Nipsey. They thought, oh, they're gonna be quiet. All you did was you kept adding more fuel to the fire.
Exactly.
To fire, absolutely. You just gave us more.
I saw my cousin made a post and it said, matter of fact, let me find it.
Now you got an oil fire. It's never going away now. You don't
also something that's important is someone released footage that we need to be careful of false protesters out there.
Well,
they might be out there pretending to be support, but there's a picture of someone who looks like they're a protester, but you can see they actually have an inner earpiece and they're working with the police.
I saw it the other day.
Well, you know what? You might have to take them down too. But look, like the lady at Target who they say was in a wheelchair, but she really wasn't trying to stop people from going in, but they like shot her with the fire extinguisher. That made my day.
That made my day. I'm like, you are trying to stab people? Man, you don't own Target. Put your ass down somewhere. You protecting Target as if
She did it for Spot the Dog. She did it for Spot the Dog, y'all.
Good for her. I'm glad they bombed her ass
I'm
too.
Glad. And I'm glad it was a white person who did it to her.
Mm-hmm.
And the white guy said, "Back up, hold on, I got it," and fucking fire to her right away.
Amidst all the fires, my cousin made a post and he said, "Remember that wildfires bring about new life in the form of wildflowers. Don't let the city burn in vain. No justice, no peace. Keep it going. 400 years of oppression." I mean, it's time.
It's time.
And honestly, and it sounds so bad because I mean, we live in this everyday life. But if we had to burn everything, every building of political justice out, whatever it is out here down,
if that's the
start
way,
over.
Exactly.
Black people and start respecting us, burn it to the ground. Let it burn.
Break the cycle.
But you know what? Are they gonna start respecting us, or they're gonna start killing us for real?
But then at that point, people have to fight back.
Listen,
and it's gonna be war. It's really gonna be a race war.
Because look at these pictures.
It already is.
Yeah, you're right. It is.
It is race war.
It's gonna get worse and worse and worse.
This is like a third world country.
Exactly.
Listen, America's a third world country in a Gucci belt. We already knew
that. It is. But see, this is karma for going to Afghanistan, going to Africa, going to all these countries and literally bombing them, killing them, setting their places on fire, and saying, look at freaking Zimbabwe right now. It's on fire, fighting each other, the police.
You know what's funny? America thought, you know what America didn't think about? America said, look, we can go and fight wars in all sorts of other countries. What America didn't account for was that they would have a war with itself on its own turf.
See,
you didn't account for that, did you?
Think about it though. most top crime syndicate groups always been taken down from the inside. So America is getting
someone on the inside is like, this is bullshit.
It needs to stop. It's not going to be Iraq, Afghanistan is going to take us down. It's going to be us.
You know what they say? Get your house in order, and we need to get this house in order.
Right. It's definitely all generations.
All generations, yeah. Everybody. I mean,
you're right. Though the older ones, they didn't have a mouthpiece to say something back then, because back then they would just hang you, kill your family, all that stuff.
I mean, 1 + 1 makes 2. The older generation, new generation, put them together. You got to make it do what it do. I mean, it's a puzzle. We got to put the pieces together and make it work for us the best way we can.
We have
y'all worried about us burning down a couple of buildings here and there. The KKK been burning down houses and churches like their life depended on it.
Houses and churches? What about live black bodies? They've been burning down.
Speak on it.
I mean, these people. I mean, they're burning people while they're alive and breathing. Not just people. I mean, children.
The U.S. government dropped a bomb on Oklahoma, blew up a city, Oklahoma.
Tulsa.
Nothing.
I think I'm getting angry over here.
They blew it up like, yeah, well, kill them. And then you worry about
a little anger is what we need.
What happened? I'm not forgetting anything that happens.
You know what? We were just
the Mississippi burning.
America.
Exactly.
America's looking real Cajun right now, y'all.
Like, I'm like, yo, it gotta happen. So
it's real smoky out.
America is on the grill.
That mesquite.
Karen can't ride around the city to go to Target no more for convenience because it's burned down.
Now Karen was not ready. We said keep your potato salad. We don't need it.
Yeah.
Like, we sure don't.
We don't because as black people, we know how to survive. We don't need a Target. We don't need a Wendy's. We don't need McDonald's. We don't need that shit. We don't need nothing.
You tried to kill us with that. They tried to kill us with that.
They brought us over here to help them survive. So
we eat a cup of noodle that says don't microwave, and we still living for years. And we microwaving the bitches forever. And we still living. Like, we're not changing. Like, we don't keep doing what we do. We know how to survive.
You know what's so funny? Someone said, what did black people do to Europeans that was so, like, such a big deal? Somebody said gave them new architecture and told them how to wipe their asses. And I said, oh,
okay.
Because literally, like, if it wasn't for us coming here,
the Moors, people don't know about that. The
Britons, messed up teeth, stink bodies.
Not taking baths for real, like seriously.
Like, who had the?
We did that.
Yeah, yo, they died from the Black Plague because they're so that you're killing each other because you're so dirty. Like,
could you imagine?
But you call us monkeys on stuff. You're the animal.
And first of all, monkeys don't be having lips. Let's just put that out
look,
there.
That's a whole nother broadcast. Is listen. Hey, look. I don't think. Listen, we are the natural. We are natural. Listen, we are the race. We are
the people. We are the children.
We are God's people.
We are. That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna leave it at that.
And that's what Hitler said.
Exactly.
That's why he did what he did. And people don't want to get into that because
Hitler killed his people. Whether he protecting his people?
Exactly. Hitler only did what he did because he was killing the non-original Druze. And people want to say, no, Hitler's this guy. Hitler will tell you the real original Jews were the Negroes.
That's right.
We were God's people, golden people. But W were infiltrating to be like they were and all this
That's
stuff.
why when they started messing with us, the world started to crumble.
That's it.
And it's been like that ever since. It's a curse. America is a curse.
It's a curse.
It really is.
So it's real. And now they realize that all that's because think about it. We was only taught one side of history from the whole Hitler thing, the American side. Just decide
that's what anything though.
Yeah, man, I can tell you, we never was taught the other side of it to why he was doing it because these Holocaust camps that they had, I don't ever remember seeing black people in any of them, and none of the photos. And I'm pretty sure there were black people back then. I'm 100% sure there were black people back then. They might have been slaves at some point, but there were black people back then. But we didn't see none of them back then.
We always been here. That ain't no secret.
We always been here, but they didn't want to talk about that because America is such a. For one, America is built on criminalism. All the criminals from Europe were shipped here. This shit is built on lies. It's built on lies.
Oh, built on lies and black bodies. We know that.
Lied to
We know that.
The homicide, they tried to get most of them here and killed half of them at sea.
Yeah. So how can you be at peace when there's no resting souls here?
I mean, the oceans are uproar. The America is not.
Why do you think that we get hit with these crazy hurricanes? The whole world is literally in an uproar right now because
can we just reflect on this moment in time where the world is literally on fire?
On fire right now.
It's literally on fire.
Really on fire.
And the problem is not that the world is on fire. That's not actually the problem. It's like when you have a cold and you think the cough is the problem. It's not that. Your body's trying to fight something, trying to purge something. And we need to purge this racism.
That's what we're doing.
Purge the system. The system is sick.
All
the system is diseased.
All those 69, 70-year-old, 80-year-old judges and all, they got to go. They got to sit. It's time for them to go. So
the bench.
If you don't want to leave the office, we're going to burn the offices down so you got nowhere to go to. So
here's the thing on that. And here's the whole thing with that.
What happens when these judges are 70, 80 years old, racist
life terms.
Still in there. Come on now. This motherfucker hated black people since the day he was born.
And carrying it.
Come on now.
And here's my thing. And you know what makes me a little like, I get very disappointed about this as well, when black people try to like shuck and jive. We talked about it a little bit earlier and we skimmed over it. Yeah. Listen, you know how out of control this got? That somebody's, what's his name? Can't remember his name right now.
Good night. Be safe. And tomorrow we go to protest.
Be safe, y'all. He said, somebody said he tried to defend it and said that Rosa Parks should have took a cab.
What?
Mm-hmm. Like she should have just hopped in her Uber XL and kept it pushing. Rosa Parks should have took a cab. If you don't get off,
man, honestly though, we should have never desegregated. We should have kept separately how we were. We had our own bus lines. We had our own everything, but they knew they wanted us to spend our money. So what they said was, let's all become one, because they wanted our money, not because they wanted to have beneficial parts of anything. They just wanted our money. Like, and then
it's so sad.
And they got our dollar. It's like, all right, we can be who we want to be because we have them trained now. They're trained to spend money on anything we tell them. They're trained because we've been programmed. The whole America's been programmed. I watched this thing on there, Netflix called History, where they program you to spend your money on McDonald's, cars.
Yeah, it's all conditioning.
Oh yeah, we're all conditioned. I don't care what color you are, but we as black people, we just spend more because we don't have a plan. We don't have.
We have no foundation.
We have no foundation. We have nothing. Okay.
There's no legacy for us to inherit.
Exactly. If anybody has something they could come into and fall back on. Oh well, my dad had this company, my grandfather this company. I can kind of add some.
All we have is slavery.
That's it, and we can't even talk about that. When we talk about it, they tell us, "Oh, it's been so long ago." I mean, we don't know what to talk about.
That's the crazy thing. Which really gets to me is like, you tell me don't talk about slavery, but then you bring the Holocaust up, and then you bring up
or 9/11 or everything else.
You bring everything else, but why you guys have slavery still? Why?
Why you talk about race? Because it applies.
Exactly, it's still going on.
It's relevant right now, right?
I don't see Jews out here getting bombed on. I don't see Jews out here getting sprayed water hoses.
That's the thing, though, is when it comes to this in this country, when it comes to the mention, it's you know what's funny? It's like someone saying to you, "Why are you bringing up the alphabet when you're writing?" How else do you want me to put the words together? It's a part of the story. You can't do one without the other. You can't talk about America without slavery and racism, because this country is built on it. You relied on it in order to enforce everything that you thought you were going to do.
You can't tell me something that they built, that they made, that they have on their own. All they had was, oh, you made ideal, give it to me because you can't file a patent because we don't like your kind. But I can file the patent and say I made it.
And then have you still build it anyway.
So many different patents because he stole them all. He stole all his patents. Literally, he stole every patent he had. All the patents came from George Washington Carver. You have other black people who did open heart surgery, cell phone, GPS, elevators, railroad systems. Like I went to Charleston and I went to a little slave tour, and when you see those little actual original block rolls they built by hand as slaves, and they tell you that there's bodies under all this because when you died from not eating and being in the heat, they just kept working over you. They said build that body.
Sun up to sundown. That's the slave hours. Sun up to sundown.
And then when they had the I think it was the yellow fever or something like that, when they were all dying out there, we weren't dying because they meant to be in the field getting bit by the mosquitoes all day. But their bodies are dropping like hot flies. That's why I see a lot of these towns, these slave cities, is unresting cities because they're built on bodies. All those big buildings and companies are built over bodies.
I want to take a quick second to just highlight like a couple quick things. So Dr. Eugene Gu, who's an MD, said you don't have to have evidence of trauma to the airway to believe that a knee to the neck killed this man. We all literally saw it. And for a medical doctor to ignore the actual most important piece of evidence, the video, to cover up for the police is pure evil. And he says do no harm because that is an oath that all doctors take to do no harm. So for that to have happened, come on. Second thing I think is important, Erica Shields, who's the chief of Atlanta police, came out into the protest and spoke with individual people. She came down to our level, empathized, agreed that things need to change. She even pulled out one of her own cops for misconduct. Chief Shields, you know, we want to shout out to her because she's important.
Definitely shout out because you to come down to ground level and then to pull out one of your cops, which is gonna bring turmoil in where your unit is, because now they say, oh, well, you stopped me, like that's powerful. Definitely shout out to her for that, for sure.
Absolutely.
That's major.
Someone had a poster I could see that says our terrorists wear badges.
Mm-hmm. They do.
That's deep.
They wear badges and walk in your homes, kill you, pull you over and kill you in the mall, kill you at a restaurant, kill you by airport. Doesn't really matter. Kill you at a routine traffic stop. They kill you for selling CDs. When you're doing honest living because you have no way to feed your family. They kill kids, beat pregnant women. That's terrorism.
Crazy.
You beat pregnant women on the side of the highway? What kind of man? You are a different type of evil. And then how do you okay, got you.
People are just going wild out here.
They're tired.
These people are going absolutely wild. I just can't even. Someone asked yesterday why people who aren't black always wanted to say the N-word, and she thought, oh gosh, there's this woman on Twitter. Don't worry, they'll get her on Twitter because she said the N-word how many times? She just ran it up through her tweet.
It's able to hide. So, like I said, guys, it's 10:30. We're gonna leave y'all. I know we gave you a lot of food information tonight. Next week we'll be back with a lot more because
let's stay vigilant, y'all. They're literally shooting the journalists out here.
Yeah. This is only gonna get
with
worse.
Rubber bullets. Oh my God, there's a video of them shooting the journalists.
Give me that video real quick.
Oh, where's the video?
Yeah. So this is gonna be our last video. I'm gonna show before we got here tonight, and then
you can literally see him point the gun at the.
I know for sure next week is gonna be a lot more because unfortunately it's not gonna get better this week because this is just the beginning. Because I know those cops are upset. All the cops, or all these protesters are, so they're waiting for opportunity to strike back. So this is so be prepared for those out there who are at the protest and
if you're at the protest,
these cops are coming for revenge. Let's best believe that because that's what they do. So don't let your guard down.
Also, if you can hide any identifying marks about yourself while you go out and protest, do it.
Right. Stick with a partner. Make sure you go out there with somebody, have someone with you.
Look up different options.
That guy with a neck right there. We're taking him down. So is this the video?
This is the video.
Turn the volume up real quick. Oh wow, he's pointing a gun to the camera.
We know why they're doing it. They're doing it to cover up their bad behavior.
They don't want you filming.
They want to tell the story the way they want to tell it.
They don't want the reporters out there filming because when the reporters are filming live, you can't edit live TV.
No. Do you see that though? Where the journalist is, there's not even people near the cops.
Exactly, there's nobody near them.
Why does he have that? And he has that gun. Wow, trained on them.
At the camera, like, and he's aiming right at them like it's a joke. That's
what a. Oh man, it is brutal. The killings are brutal. The trauma is brutal. It is real.
It's real. And they're behind the line and still aiming them.
There's a lot of images coming out right now of people who are rising up. Beautiful people speaking out the truth. Someone said, "Burn this bitch to the ground." America with AMERIKKKA.
Breonna Taylor.
Y'all gotta, speak up.
Look at this is some of the names over here. Fidel. This is crazy.
The names, yeah. I believe Dante said we're wrapping up in a couple minutes or so. Is that right, Dante?
Yep. All he had to do is lift his knee.
That's it?
That's it.
I can hear sirens. I don't know if you guys can hear that. I can hear sirens.
Oh, shit. Also, so here's that bus thing you were talking about today.
Yeah.
People are fed up. It's people. Like,
yeah.
The people are
all
fed
kinds
up.
Of people.
The people are fed up. This is the
guys,
people.
We we gotta do what we gotta do out here to make things better. We really do. I hear sirens outside, and I want to know what I can do to help. I'm gonna continue to reach out to the community, through social media, but also live.
Stay safe.
Yeah, y'all be safe too. But I feel this call. I feel like I need to be with our people. I mean, can you hear the sirens?
I'm trying to show now.
Oh yeah, I hear it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The sirens are going off out here.
It's real. It's real.
And I'm gonna do my best to be safe, but also try to get some. I want to see what's happening with our people, and I want to also document it for people to see, like, understand, like, this is real.
So just came out right now. All 3 officers were on top of him. Not just one, all 3.
Maybe that explains why they tried to keep them from around the other side of the car.
Can
you imagine?
3 people on you and 1 on your neck. There's no way you can breathe. There's no.
That same doctor also said that if this man did have all those underlying issues, all the more reason why breathing would be compromised for him from the beginning.
Exactly.
So that only makes it worse. It does not help their case.
Exactly. So why you saying that is that that's okay for you? Man, get the.
I also want to say something, like, it's important that we find safe spaces for us, online. Be careful, because you're gonna see a lot of hate and a lot of racism and a lot of things that are gonna provoke you.
Hide behind the computer. They can hide behind the computer and say all kind of words,
So yeah, we have to find, peace amongst each other. That's very important, and combat this racism. Really combat it for real.
That's it.
Shut it down. Shut this motherfucker down. Burn it down. Shut it down. Down with the racism. Get it out.
Have to come together. That's it.
It's so important. It's so important. More than ever. More than ever. And I think we're starting to see that.
Yeah, despite any stupid beefs, any stupid feuds, we got to come together. That's it. We got to come together.
Yeah, and you know me, I'm gonna continue to work on things to share with everyone. So stay tuned for that.
Stay tuned. Keep pushing. If things do get crazier, guys, we might do a special weekly show, like during the week, just to kind of give you guys an update if stuff gets crazy. So just be on the lookout for that, because, like I said, just from how it's looking like things are gonna be going.
This is the beginning, the very beginning,
and it's only gonna get more because now everybody realized that we outnumber the cops, and all the videos we've seen tonight is everybody coming together, Black, Chinese, Spanish, all people coming together, and that's what they were afraid of, and people are seeing it now, and I feel like it's gonna spark more things in more places. So it's gonna be a wild week. But like AJ was saying, be safe. And Ash was saying, do not wear anything that you could be remembered by. Disguise yourself so that if you do have to go to work and you're somewhere and nobody can say, I know that guy from the protest, because they will retaliate. They'll find a way to retaliate straight up. So be careful out there, stay safe, and we'll keep you guys updated. We'll see y'all later.
Be safe, y'all.
Be safe.